Hello.
Hello.
We're the sixth generation, and
We love Lanky Land.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Hart. I'm joined by Diane Herring, and we're going to give you an hour's show here that you're going to really enjoy. What a packed little show we've got for you tonight. We've got, lined up later, we've got Derek Jackson and Alan Brown from a band from Lancaster called Dirty Hands. Then, at around 15 minutes' time, we're going to get a call all the way from Michigan in America from Ron Hamrick. He's from the sixth generation, and he's going to tell us all about his latest writing, his songwriting, and the kind of hit and the kind of popularity this new hit song is actually becoming in America. And we're getting a sample of it tonight. Let's make it big here. Meanwhile, let's rock on. Rock on, England.
Rock and roll was born in the USA, but England's bands would not let it stay. They took something good and made it better, brought it right on back to America. Rock on, England, rock, 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 rock on. As a kid, I loved those rock and roll songs. Then a brand new sound from England came along. They mixed rock and roll with the rhythm and blues, added some soul and Motown too. Rock on, England, rock, 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 rock on. Rock, rock, rock on, rock, rock, rock on, England, rock, 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 rock on. Way back when I joined the rock and roll band, and England's songs were loved by all our fans. So we played that style with a heavy backbeat, turned up guitar and the music was so sweet. Rock on, England, rock, 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 rock on. Love me do, I was ready to catch us if you can. I was a raving fan. Satisfaction drove me to distraction. Rock on, England, rock, 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 rock on. Many years have come and gone since then, and now we're playing England's songs again. Love 'em, they couldn't be better. Thank you, England, from the hearts in America. Rock on, England, rock, 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 rock on. Rock, rock, rock on, rock, rock, rock on, England, rock, 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 rock on. Rock, rock,
the first example that I'm going to play for you tonight, because that was written and performed around about 2 years ago when I first got in touch with Dave Willinger and with Ron Hamrick there in Michigan, USA, and they decided they were going to come over and play the Cavern, play Lanky Cats, play Mersey Rats and Mersey Cats, and do a short tour over here in the north of England. And well, they decided they were going to write a song about their thoughts and feelings about England, and in one of the exciting moments, they decided that that's what they would do, and that was Rock On England, specially written for us people here. And what we're going to do later on is when we talk to Ron, he's going to explain to him how this new track was put together and why it's really taken off in the USA. And I don't see any reason why it can't take off here in the UK as well. Now, what they did, that was a couple of years ago, but what they did back in the 60s was that rock and roll really was an import from America, as you all know, mainly that we got Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley, all that kind of rock and roll stuff, Jerry Lee Lewis and so on, and they gave us all that stuff, and that's what they imported to us in those days. I mean, it was kind of just a very early 60s. At the moment, we're showcasing Lancashire talent, and we're obviously wanting to put our Lancashire talent on the world's rock and roll map, just the same as Liverpool and Manchester did all those years ago. We're the unsung heroes of the era, as you might say, and what we would want to do is obviously showcase as much talent as we can. And that's a typical example of Heartbreak Hotel there, from the Night Crew. I've got quite a few tracks and quite a few CDs from all sorts of different sources, and I'm just looking forward to playing all these things in the future months. With Lanky Beat, the Lanky Beat show now is on air, and from now on we're going to get together around about every 2 weeks for the rest of the winter and put shows together, and hope that you'll enjoy such from us. So what I would like you to tell us right now is that have you got anything in particular you'd like to hear from us? And what I will do, if you kind of come up with a song, and I have a local kind of band who I know have recorded it themselves, I'll kind of dig it out, and then I'll play that version for you. It won't be the original, because that's not what I do. That's what the Lanky Beat show is all about, showcasing local talent from Lancashire. And so that's what I'd like you to do for us. You get in on Facebook. That's easy enough to do, I think, by now. And, of course, we have a telephone number if you want to give us a ring. I know Dave, should I say Ron, is going to ring us in a few minutes' time. So, get your phone call lined up. Diane's going to tell us right now what that telephone number is. Give me a clue, Diane.
Well, I do want to... the best way to get in touch with the studio is on Facebook. Just go on Facebook and Hospital Radio Wrightington, and you can see what's going on there. I can go on straight onto the web page, which is www.hospitalradiowrightington.co.uk. The studio number 01257 256361. You can text in on 07909 197 345, and on the wards it's star 800. Or if you're at Wrightington, talk to one of the nurses nice, then let you use the internal phone, and that's 6361.
Thank you very much, Diane. That was great information. So I hope we all got that, and you can all get stuck in and give us a call. Get on Facebook, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. I mean, that's what it's all about. Let's share these experiences. I know that Heartbreak Hotel, it was delivered by Elvis Presley way back in the early 60s. Well, we fired right back at them, didn't we? We took out our kind of music, and we threw it across the Atlantic in the form of this, Brown Sugar, by a band called Shooter.
market down in New Orleans. Scott old Slaver knows he's doing alright. Hitting with the women just around midnight. Brown sugar, you know you taste so good. Brown sugar, just like a black girl should. Drum beats cold, English football's hot. Lady of the house wondering where it's gonna start. Houseboy knows that he's doing alright. You should have had him just around midnight. Brown sugar, you know you taste so good. Brown sugar, just like a black girl should. Brown sugar, you know you taste so good. Brown sugar, just like a black girl should. I bet your mama was the 10-show queen. Had a lot of boyfriends when she's sweet 16. Well, I ain't no schoolboy, but I know what I like. You should have had me just around midnight. Brown sugar, you know you taste so good. Brown sugar, just like a black girl should. I say yeah, 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 yeah. I said yeah, 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 yeah. I say yeah, 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 yeah. Say yeah, 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 yeah. Take it home.
Oh, that's really got the kind of needle in the groove. That certainly has. See, that's our version, you see, of our version of rock and roll that was sent back over the water, as it were. So, here we go. We're ready now to listen and prepare for Ron to give us a ring from Michigan, USA. He's going to kind of tell us all about this next song. I think you're going to like it. Very melodic, very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, Living in a Small Town.
Just another small town Saturday night. Not much around town that's too exciting. Cruise through the drive-in one more time. Take another lap back to the stoplight. Radio blasting, waking up the quiet night. That was a long time ago. Now they've changed all the downtown storefront signs, and the drive-in burned back in '69. No more laps on Saturday night. pleasant thoughts of long ago Saturday night. There's a nice rhythm to living in a small town. Small town. All day long it sings a soft, sweet song. Sings a soft, sweet song. Time might change the tune that you're hearing, but it will always let you sing along in a small town. As time moves on, fond memories don't fade away. Even though the town goes through some changes, the soul of the town is still the same. Young people do their own thing these days. They'll enjoy their own fond memories someday. There's a nice rhythm to living in a small town. Small town. All day long it sings a soft, sweet song. Sings a soft, sweet song. Time might change the tune that you're hearing, but it will always let you sing along in a small town. Yeah, it will always let you sing along in a small town. Ooh, in a small town. In a small town. Ooh, in a small town. In a small town. Ooh, in a small
town. You didn't mind me harmonising there, did you? That's because I love the laid-back style of that particular song. Ron from Michigan, Niles, USA. How
are you?
I'm absolutely great. Lovely to hear your wonderful voice.
Yeah.
Because that's the voice. Yeah, that's what voice we've just been listening to. You're the lead singer, yeah?
Well, one of them, all four of us sing lead at different times.
Yeah, yeah, and you took lead on that particular track,
Yeah.
and I heard you over when you came over a couple of years ago, and you did a lot of backing singing and such like, but I never heard your real voice right at the front of the band, not like this one before. So, we're sorry that David couldn't be with us tonight.
Yes, he apologizes.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's I'd love to have been chatting to him as well. Maybe we'll catch him again some other time. But he was on with Diane, wasn't he, about a week ago?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
And that's great. That's great. I mean, we're catching up big style again. I can feel something big coming on between us.
Sure hope so.
So what? Let's get back to the songs, and this particular track and the inspiration behind it, and how did it all come about?
Well, actually, I wrote the song about our hometown, which is it's a small town in Michigan called Niles. It's in the southwest corner of the state. And, I currently live in Virginia. I haven't lived in Niles in quite a few years, but I go back there all the time, of course, because we play up in that area a lot. One time when I was driving back to Virginia from Michigan, I was thinking about how much the town had changed over time since I was a kid there.
Yeah.
And, a teenager, and all of the things that we used to do. And, the town is so different nowadays. But when I started thinking about it, it's really the same Niles, Michigan. The face of it may have changed, but the town itself is still the same. The people are the same. The feeling of the small town is the same.
Yeah.
And that's really what inspired inspired the song, and it's really taken off. A lot of people around the world have been able to relate to it, so it's pretty satisfying.
Yeah. So is Niles now kind of, compared to the 60s, a kind of, it's got all the kind of major corporate shop fronts like Starbucks and such like we have here, really. That's how our shop fronts have changed, because of different shops behind them, and nobody kind of went into a place called Starbucks. We used to go to a local cafe and get get a cappuccino or something down there, which was a real big deal then.
Right.
So your shop fronts and things like that, and is it that that's changed for you the most?
They have changed dramatically, actually, and actually Niles, there is a Starbucks, but it's actually in a supermarket. It's not a separate Starbucks, but all of the chain restaurants like McDonald's are our favorite place to eat at midnight in the UK.
I heard about that. yeah, it's It certainly is. We've seen change now. We've lived long enough, haven't we, Ron, to see that kind of change.
Yeah.
And yet here we still are, enjoying the music like it just started over, and loving it all over again.
Yes.
I mean, so, what's your take now on the future of the sixth generation? You're still playing gigs over there, tell us a little bit about what kind of plans you've got for the future.
Well, we do play regularly over here in this area, and in fact, we actually have another performance tomorrow night, and it should be a fun one. It's Halloween celebration over here. And so we are going to do a Halloween show, and we're gonna throw some old songs in, like Monster Mash and Haunted House and Ghostbusters and things like that, just to liven up the crowd a bit.
Yeah, so right. So taking the Halloween theme, that's what you're doing. Yeah. And we take it as well. We take the Halloween thing quite seriously here now. The kids love it here. I'm not so sure about the parents, but because that's another import that you've given us, and I'm just thinking, I'm racking my brain here to try and think of what kind of things could we send to you that will annoy you. So I'll get my head around that, and I'm sure some of the listeners might be able to tell you what they'd like to export to America in return for you giving us Halloween. What can we give back to you? That's the kind of theme. I mean, if anybody listening at home or on the wards, in the boiler room even, the hospital entrances and receptions, anywhere like that, if you're listening to us, you might be able to send a little message to us via email or give us a ring. We can do that kind of thing, can't we, Ron? So just let me finish. We can't let you go without talking about what kind of weather have you got over there at the moment.
Well, right now it's fall here. The leaves here in Virginia are nice and colored, and it's a fair day outside today. Yeah. But yesterday we had a lot of rain.
Yeah. We have a lot of rain, as you probably know, where we are here in Wrightington, UK, and our leaves are turning very quickly now and dropping from the trees like crazy. But it's a pleasant time of year all round, as long as it doesn't rain too much and it doesn't get too windy and things like that. I'm sure you'll reciprocate with that ideal as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Great. I want to say thank you very much, Ron, for ringing in. I want to say also that we remember you and all the rest of the band and your families and all your people that now are getting to know us over there. You're certainly getting known over here. It's a drip feed type of exercise. No kind of big marketing splash, but just it's coming through. You're coming through now, and particularly with this track, you know, living in a small town. You keep writing songs like that, and there's going to be no holding you back.
That's cool. That's cool.
So, hello to everybody. Goodbye to everybody over there. Thank you very much, Ron.
You're certainly welcome, Bill. Anytime.
Okay. Bye, Ron.
Bye-bye.
Hello. Hi, we're the sixth generation. Here's a new one for our British fans.
When I wake up, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who walks along with you. When I get up, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets up next to you. If I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who havering to you. And I will walk 500 miles and I will walk 500 more just to be a man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm working, then I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. With the money burning for the work I do, yeah, I'll pass on everything along to you. When I tumble, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who tumbles over you. When I go, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who tumbles over you. When I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm lonely, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. When I'm dreaming, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who dreams his dreams with you. When I'm sulking, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who sulks along with you. When I tumble, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who tumbles over you. Hart Carney. That's myself and Jack. We put that down in 2004, and it was always a kind of, from a live show point of view, of course, it got everybody up off their backsides, and we got them dancing on the tables almost in a lot of cases when we used to play that live. So I dug that out for a reason, to give ourselves a little plug, because we've got a new CD coming up. It's going to be happening around about Christmas, with a bit of luck, and it's a CD of 13 tracks, all original materials, and we're looking forward very much to getting that out. On one of the particular tracks is a kind of a little innovation of mine, and I wanted to kind of attract some foreign language sound clips
and I've done very well so far. The little adverts I put out on Facebook and on here on Hospital Radio Wrightington, I've done particularly well. I've got Arabic, I've got Tulagog. Now you won't believe that one, but that's from the Philippines. I've got the what do I call it? I'm just trying to think what the kind of things I've got. I've got Brazilian, I've got Portuguese, so I'm doing very well. But I do need more. I need Russian, Baltic, and places like that. Scandinavia, any of the Scandinavian languages. Danish in particular, and if you're listening over there, Chimbo, you remember you promised me a sound clip in Danish, and anything African, got that. So we're covered pretty well, but we will be dropping the soundtracks into the main track, and the actual words will be light from darkness. Have you got that? Light from darkness. So if you could speak that in a foreign language, any language will do, as long as it's foreign. Give me your name, and give me also the language that you're speaking in, and then you can send it to bill@lankybeat.com, or if you kind of, I might be able to give you my mobile number, and you could probably take it as a download from your phone and pop it in that way and get it to me. One way or another, there's a way of getting that to me wherever you live on the planet. And when I'm thinking about the planet, I'm thinking about places like Melbourne, Australia, where I know I've got a couple of listeners down there. I've got Ray Kwan and Jill Stacey, and they're going to be listening tonight. It's very early in the morning for them, so thank you for staying up. Or did you actually set the alarm and get yourselves up and just to listen to me? If so, fantastic. Thank you very much. So, on we go. And next up, if you can sort that out for me, get a few of these languages. Let me tell you a little story. I went to get my car washed today. It was filthy. And I thought, I've got to take it to the car wash. And the guys down there are brilliant with me. They've always got smiles on their faces. They always say hello, da-da-da-da-da-da. So I said to the main head honcho, I said, look, you're always smiling at me. You've always got a pleasant face. I said, who can I say thank you in your language? And he said, da-da-da-da-da-da, which whatever, and I tried to repeat it. And then I said to him, what is your language? And he said, Kurdish. Right, I said, well, I've not heard the Kurdish language spoken before, and I wonder if you could do me a little favour. So he's gone away now to think about the request I've just asked for the rest of the people in the world to try and give me a sound clip of their language saying light from darkness. Thank you for that. Thank you for bearing with me on that. And what we'll do now is go absolutely live to Lanky Cats.
We've got dirty hands.
Hey?
We've got the dirty hands.
Have we?
Yes.
Yeah. I know we got the dirty hands.
Right, so that's what we're doing the live one, are we?
Yeah.
Right,
I wanted to go to
live.
live, listen to them first, and then we'll have a chat with them.
This is by the late great and sadly rather dead Mr. Sonny Boy Williamson. It's called You Gotta Help Me. Can't do it all by myself.
Gravelly voices, blues wailing harmonicas, screeching lead guitars, cool drums. How about that for a description of Dirty Hands? Welcome, Alan Brown. Welcome, Derek Jackson.
Thank you.
Hello there, Bill.
Thank you for coming to join us here on the HWR radio show.
You're very welcome. Bill.
Yeah,
very
fantastic. So, how would you kind of label your music? What do you call it? Rhythm and blues or what?
Blues with a rock feel, a bit of soul in there as well.
I'd still use rhythm and blues for that.
Yeah.
Kind
Would
of
you?
blues.
Would that? Is that? You got it's deep, soulful stuff that, and but you're not just about that particular genre, are you? You've kind of I've heard you play some quite bright rock and roll as well. So how come that kind of creeps into the act?
I think it's just speaking for myself anyway. I hardly know Al, even though he's been drummer for the last 3 years. But I just kind of like any sort of good music, really. From a rock and roll kind of origin, if you like. So I mean, I used to really like Buddy Holly a lot when I was 10 or 11. So there's a little bit of that in there.
Yeah,
some great songs. And when I was 15, I kind of had a epiphany when somebody played me some Sonny Boy Williamson, and seemed more important than learning the birds and the bees at the time, to be honest with you. So I just got right into that.
Yeah, I mean, about you, Alan, how did you kind of get kick started in this business?
I started back in '68 drumming. I started off as a guitarist, but the drummer decided he wasn't turning up one night, so that's how I ended up on the drums. But influences, I was influenced early on by Joe Brown.
Yeah.
And I still am today. I think he's still one of the best guitarists around today. Very, very underrated guitarist.
Yeah.
And my father as well. He was a singer, balladeer really, and he did stuff like Goodnight Irene and all this type of ballad and that. So I really enjoy some of that as well. And Derek's introduced me to a lot of blues I didn't know. I mean, obviously I knew the Chuck Berry blues. And, and that, but he's become like a brother to me at the moment.
Excellent. That's that kind of camaraderie. This is what musical bonding is. It could be said, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. People said we're a tight band, but I think part of it. The reason is we enjoy what we're playing, and we really enjoy it, and. I enjoy watching Derek sometimes. I get carried away back on those drums.
Yeah.
Watching Derek on his harmonica, it is something else to watch this guy play his harmonica.
And, of course, talking about his harmonica, I can see here in front of me, I've got a couple there on the desk. Is that right, Derek?
Oh, my goodness. So you're right there, Bill.
Yeah.
Good heavens.
Oh, look at that.
How did they get there?
How did they get there? I know I'm going to ask you later to give them a warble, and we're looking forward to a little bit of that. Okay. What I'm going to take you back to, though, is just because we just listened to a little bit of a clip there from Lanky Cats, the live performance down there. I mean, no kind of electronic trickery there.
No.
You were live, and that was it. That is the sound. And that particular sound and that particular night was several weeks ago. I, unfortunately, was on holiday and missed it. I think Diane was the same. She missed it.
I was there early on, but
missed it. And then I'm told that later on, when you went on, you kind of blew the roof off the place. You're reaching an audience there. I mean, predominantly, let's look at our audience at Lanky Cats. We are really kind of rock, pop, and such like, aren't we? Mersey beat type of, But what you guys do, you flip that completely upside down, and you're in there, aren't you?
And they still like it, which is great. Yeah,
it is.
Because I can remember, Derek, when you first came down with Dirty Hands, you weren't very pleased with Lanky Cats. I got the impression you didn't say much.
We wanted to go home.
Is that right?
Yeah, we did.
He actually said to me, "Can you make sure you turn my harmonica up? It's a lead instrument." I said, "Don't worry about it, just get on with it." Anyway, I think he was happy with it by the end of the night.
Oh, certainly was, yeah. No, I certainly had my reservations, it's fair to say that when I walked in, but
I know.
I love playing there. I love playing there the minute we finished, and I just love playing there.
Yeah. It took a while for you to get used to it, put it that way, yeah. And, I mean, what kind of gigs are you used to doing then?
Well, mainly pubs, really, sort of sweaty pubs with students in and things. Not that many gigs these days, I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
We're all a bit busy, but we'll play anywhere that asks us, really, to be honest.
Yeah. And what kind of venues are they? When you do get asked?
Well, in Lancaster, we're very lucky because it is quite a buzzing, vibrant musical place. So there's a lot of pubs that do music on a regular basis. So obviously you get people there who know they're going to see a band, and they're kind of, musically sophisticated, as it were, and so those are the kind of pubs we're playing in Lancaster. I mean, I'm a bit like Lanky Cats. I'd always have a bit of a reservation turning up at a pub that didn't do music, for example. You know what I mean? But we usually manage to win them over.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Alan, what Have you got a favourite venue? I mean, I heard you'd played up at the platform. Tell us a bit about platform and about playing there.
Actually, Bill, you've just been saying about reservations about not playing Lanky Cats, and we were in the dressing room at the platform this year, and 3 60s bands had gone on in the suits, and back in the dressing room were 4 scruffy lads in t-shirts. And we did not want to go on stage. We asked one of the other bands to go on for us.
Really?
And they didn't go on. We went on the stage, and to be honest, we absolutely blew the place apart.
I know,
we?
this is what they're doing. They're so cool, these guys. Yeah, they don't need suits. They don't need dressing up. I know some guys still use stage makeup, don't they? But they don't feel they need anything. The music speaks.
We hope so.
To
we
everyone.
really hope so. Yeah. We hope people enjoy us when they see us.
And the platform. Tell us a bit about platform and Morecambe, because you're from the neck of the woods. You're from Lancaster. You mentioned that, and Morecambe, and I know originally you're from Accrington, aren't you,
I'm
Alan?
from Accrington originally.
I mean, that part of Lancashire, apart from say Morecambe and Eric Morecambe and his statue, and the town of Morecambe, we don't really know a lot about it down here, do we? Us in South Lancashire.
Well, the platform it's the only big live venue that we have left in Morecambe. I mean, we have the Searchers on every year there. Jerry the Pacemakers come regular.
Yeah.
And a friend of ours, Golly Golding, who plays with Paul Hayes.
Yeah, met Bobby and
every
Golly.
year he puts a show on, a 2-day show for the people of Morecambe. It's a rock and roll show, 4 bands each night, and it sells out. It's a fantastic night.
And it actually sells out, doesn't it?
It does sell out. Next year's going to sell out even better because we're hoping to do both nights.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, and how do you get yourself on a show like that? Do you have to know Golly and Paul and ask them, can you appear, or do you get invited?
I'll admit I was drunk and I ironed him to death to put us on.
Yeah.
He didn't, because it was 60s and because he knows what we played, he was very apprehensive himself about putting us on. But when we came off that stage that night, he just said, I want you on both nights.
Yeah.
And we met some good friends there as well with the other bands. Reeling and Rocking that I think played the other week at Lanky Cats.
Yeah.
And as I look behind me, I can see a CD of Shooter.
Yeah.
Now, Shooter is Keith Hubbard.
That's
And
right.
I did the circuit back in the 70s round Accrington Way, and I played a lot of the clubs in that area, and a band following me round was called Caliban.
That's
And
right.
Keith Hubbard was the guitarist in Caliban, and I'd never met him until 2 years ago, and I always remember the band and the name and disfiguring his poster on the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a great guy. And
I know.
coming to Lanky Cats, I've met these guys again, and lots of new musicians get down there, and
Yeah.
it's very friendly.
But you've also got you made quite a few friends in the Liverpool area, haven't you, as well? But before we go into that, and I'll bring you back, and we'll talk similarly to Alan when we've played this next track, "Moaning at Midnight." Is that the track?
That's the number one, yeah.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah, I just want to say a little bit about this if I can I?
And let's have a listen to "Moaning at Midnight."
Well, what it is with this one, I wanted to actually to think about this. We spend a lot of money these days on big fancy amplifiers, and I look around and the guitarist's got pedals that stretch out to infinity and more controls on his guitar than in the cockpit of the Concorde, and that's all to get a kind of distorted sound. And what I often wonder when I listen to these really great old things is, were these guys sitting there saying, gee, I wish I could get this to sound clear? So anyway, just have a listen to this, because you'd pay a fortune to sound like this these days.
telephone. Well, somebody calling over my telephone. Well, keep on calling. Tell 'em I'm not at home.
John Lee Hooker.
No.
How's that? Is that Howling Wolf? I'm getting it mistaken, but there you go. Howling Wolf, moaning at midnight. That's what it's all about. I've got to give you a little advert now. Save a life, give blood. On Monday, the 2nd of November and the 9th of November, in the Marquee Suite at the DW Stadium, Wigan, better known as the Rugby Ground, between 1 o'clock and 3:30, and later on 5 o'clock and 7:30, we'd like you to come along and offer yourselves and give blood. Thank you very much for that. The number is 0300 123 2323. That's 0300 123 2323. And thank you for that. Derek,
Yo.
clatter in there. You sound like a junkyard on that table. And I can see you're going to pick up one of those devices,
If you insist.
put it near your mouth, and
Okay.
make some sounds for us. Have a crack at that. What is that like? Eh? Cool. Absolutely too cool for words. And that's what you get when you come and see Dirty Hands. You're on pretty soon, I believe, at Lanky Cats. Can you remember what date, Alan?
17th of December.
17th of December. Thursday night,
Thursday night.
8 o'clock. We'll be there. That's not far away. We've got other bands on as well, of course, as we have at Lanky Cats each and every time we meet. We're meeting again in just a week tonight, 5th of December, Bonfire Night. Come and get some Bonfire Rock. 4 bands, and we'll get rocking away there. What I'm going to do now is take you back to Alan, and I want you to very briefly explain some of the friendships you've made down in the Liverpool area. Can I give you an outline? I know that kind of Fort Perch Rock comes into it somewhere along the line, doesn't it?
I've made friends down in Fort Perch Rock with people such as Farron and the Flamingos, the Shakers, who are the current Cavern band, King Size Taylor from King Size Taylor Dominoes, who had met in Hamburg as well. And through Fort Perch Rock, I met a lady called Astrid, who, through her agency, actually invited Dirty Hands to play Hamburg, and it was one of the best experiences of my life.
Yes, the Hamburg experience. Tell us that was last summer. Yes, I remember
this
right.
May, yeah, this May.
Yeah, just gone. Yeah,
possibly 2,000 people in the hall we were playing, and we did it as the Beatles did it. We did more or less a 4-hour set with 5 or 10 minute breaks in between. It was very hard work, but we enjoyed every minute of it. It was a first for us. And if we go back to Fort Perch Rock, I can see at the side of me there you've got a CD, a very good CD.
Yeah.
And that's my mate Harry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's Harry Prither.
Absolutely.
Very nice man.
I know you've mentioned Harry. Before I can take it forward a little bit more on that, Derek
Yes.
Jackson, thank you very much for giving us your time tonight here on the Lanky Beat Show. So appreciate it.
Been a pleasure. Been a pleasure.
Yeah, it has really been a pleasure. I feel it's been all too short.
I can come again.
I think we need perhaps to think about another time maybe.
Yes,
I'm not
certainly.
leaving it too long.
Certainly.
Okay, and Alan, yeah, thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure, Bill.
And
Pleasure.
we do appreciate this when you come down, because it makes it so absolutely fantastic to kind of reinforce what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do, of course, is put Lancashire, the red rose of Lancashire, on the world's rock and roll map. Sadly, we lost one of our favourites, didn't we?
Certainly did.
Really recently. Harry Prithurch, God bless. He left us, he left the rock and roll world, and he's joined a new one somewhere in the ether. And we really do appreciate what he has done in terms of rock and roll. Let me give you a brief experience about his background. Initially from Liverpool and from the Remo 4, and that was a band that was up there with them all. The early 60s saw them all jockeying for position, all making records. Some went on to make it and others didn't. But Harry's been there and done it, and done everything there is to do with rock and roll. And now he's doing it all over again in rock and roll heaven. I want to love you and leave you with this particular track from the Remo 4. The lead singer is Mike Byrne, and I think it's a fitting tribute to Harry Prithurch and his good wife Doris. Goodbye, everybody.